Okay, no joking around. That's just an overview of April 1st. Long day on the road. Fine. So I was calling this a 327. Yeah, no, it's the numbers were there. It's a 237 belt drive design, so it looks like it'll line up. So this technically could be put on a treadle, and that's mainly what sold me on it. And then everything seemed to be good. She said the only thing that was bad was the motor mount bracket broke. So you can see that broke. So I guess that's cast aluminum. So it seems like that might be something where even that could simply just be removed. And I probably should take apart the motor and everything. So there's just the housing half, and then I probably can just grind some grooves in there and leave enough just to where a line's perfect, and then use some of the what was it, Hobart or Benzomatic, I forget which one I have in it. It seemed like those were the two best on the market. Aluminum brazing, we'll call them aluminum brazing rods. But yeah, this is zigzag. Let's see, it looks like the bobbin case is in there. I think they're a class 15 bobbin. So the thread would be that way, flat side. But left, center, right homing, zigzag machine, fashion mate they call it. So it looks pretty cool for $10. It was hard to pass up. And like I said, I was really thinking this would be a neat zigzag machine with reverse, for on a treadle. I prefer to have a white, but I don't know, maybe the Sceners are the ones that go. Let's see what we got here. There he is. I want to see that. Oh. Not really there. Darn, is that what it is? CR301's a cat? Yeah, okay. So this one has that, I think it's plugged right into the motor. I think there's a plug. Yeah, it's wired right in. So I don't know if it's that design like with the others. This one over here was the $15 600E, and that sold me on this one. I was going to negotiate not only the complexity, the challenge of being like the 630, a cam machine. So I had parts for the other touch and sews, and then the hell of that stitch selector. Open up, I could just use the manual. If I remember right, it's a simple design like the 630, but no pedal controller. This is like a diamond 4-plug design. No slant stitch feet, but did come with a bobbin. So again, the main what is that? Is that zigzag? Yeah, it's got a zigzag top plate on there. So mainly what sold me, again, $15 while I'm over there on that side of the state for the next machine I'll show. The steel gears. This has all steel gears, and those will interchange with the other touch and sews. If I recall correctly, the 756, which I think is the best function of them all, stock as is. And then that 626 stitch is really good, even though it's rubber band rigged. I did find some springs, so I figured I'll have those around and install custom, make a design install on there when the rubber bands do fail. I don't know. I put it aside for now, but the main objective yesterday was, I figured I want one of those 21, I forget if it's 21E's the better one of all those Vikings, Husqvarna Vikings, the Colormatics, I think they're called, or whatever they're, the 21s. And I saw this. I'm like, those green usually, I think they might come in one other color. They're, usually pretty pricey. This is like a super simple design, no programmers, and, it's something I don't really ever see needing. So this is like a zigzag only design with a left, center, and right homing. The reverse is the only thing I see it's stuck on this, but the other maybe a little stiff going into 4 stitch length, but seems to be adjusting. Seems right. And then the width, that seems to be adjusting okay. I'll open this up and see what I can find out. I think this is a drop the feed dogs. It's just like the old, yeah, he's You push it in, there's like a little hook here, it catches. Let's trap the feed dogs. But yeah, bobbin case is present with a bobbin. So this, you know, I figured I wanted one of these. I think it was a 1030 I wanted actually, but this 1010 might even be better, but this is what really got me. I wanted one of these where I can oil. So this has the ports for actually being able to oil what would be, I forget if it's an oil, still like an oil light, accessible sintered steel bearing, or if it's, you know, a bearing in there, just the oil would enter that way. These are nothing really fancy. It's funny, I saw a video on YouTube, and the guy, I think it was a guy, gentleman was threading the bobbin, and I think this, you have to read if this has the 2 gears or not, but he's threading the bobbin, and he's the string coming out. I think he's using his finger or something to wind it. Actually, it's supposed to go around back here, so because technically you can wind a bobbin and sew on these at the same time. If I remember correctly, I think you can do that. So I'll go ahead and pause the video and show the other, this one. Actually, this one I got at the place I got, gal had something like she got up to 50 sewing machines and she's trying to wind them down. I got this one for 10, and I'll go pause and I'll show the new home that I want to pick it up. I figured for free, I definitely can use that balance wheel because it's a thicker balance wheel. So I'll go ahead and pause and show that next. Okay, this is one of those, I forget what it's called now. Tension bar? I forget what that's called. But it's interesting how it has needle bars, kind of like the Davis. It's not a round bar. Everything actually seems to be moving pretty smooth. But it's one of the thicker. So this is as big as the vibrating shuttle too. A little fancier design. I figured just for a balance wheel for free, I'd grab this. I'll see what I can do to restore. I have this feeling it might be one of those projects where an air hammer or something. I don't know. We'll see. You know, make some kind of, it's probably going to be something like English wheel. You know, I'll have to put like a truss coming up and, you know, reinforce everything. It'll just basically be there to kind of look cute, I guess, as a tool, a modified tool. We'll see. I definitely don't want to make a scroll saw out of it, even though it'd probably be the least load on the arm and not really a big deal at all for it. Or a band saw. I guess I could make like a band saw out of. Actually, a band saw would be kind of cute. For some reason, I'm thinking like an English wheel or an air hammer would just be neat with a sewing machine. It's really not enough room to do all that. But for some reason, I think they just look cool. I don't know why. Possibly a bender, so more like an artistic, what do you call it? Like a seam roller, not a flat roller, or like a sheet metal brake, you know, but like the rollers that, seems like there's another term for it. I can't think of what it is. Like to deboss or emboss metal. Maybe that would be a better idea for this. But when I was out, of course, I found this. So this is a G4. It's a G4D model number and works good from what I could see. I didn't notice any issues. The one thing I forgot to do when I was there, unfortunately I did look when I got back, the bags, some of the bags would interchange with the D. Actually, I was hoping the hose would interchange, and I kind of had this feeling because it's a different front design. You know, when you flip this up, it's not the same type. This doesn't have a lever, I don't think, that comes out, it just rotates. So I found the bag doesn't interchange, and then the hose looks like it should, but I'm not going to try. I haven't tried it yet. I'll just go by what I read online. It looks like it doesn't, though, from what I was reading online. One thing I forgot to look was how's the. I guess I have to pull this off because there's like they have like marks like 1, 2, 3. And then you rotate and it'll bring down. Here's the brushes where I didn't look. I mean, I looked, but I forgot when I was there. So, there's that much issue. So I'm thinking these brushes are good. They're not too wore, so that's cool. So I'll probably keep this as a basement vacuum down here the floors. I suppose it's a little cleaner. Maybe it'll be better for upstairs. I'll bring the other one that I already, had that kind of outdoor pool laundry area smell. Maybe I'll bring this upstairs. I don't know. I don't think that other one's shedding rust now. I did notice, and I have to double check, it looks like off the 3D print a part here, like this part is not present. So of all the things I saw, I can see, other than maybe aesthetically, it's just not looking as pretty over the years. Belt was anyways, wasn't looking as pretty as that. Mental fart. Of all things missing, was, I'm gonna look again because I forget now. Maybe the belt's missing. I just looked. I'm so fatigued, I think, and I'm overweight. So I ate too much chocolate. Like, I'm up to 620 pounds. So stick with your low carbo diet. Don't lose that one. Yeah, the belt's present. I thought it was working. I remember the light working too. So the indicator light. So that tells you if the belt's bad or not. Some of these, I guess, depending on how you're careful with them, they can chew up belts. I forget what it is exactly when you install them. It seems like there's some little trick where if you mess up, it can eat belts up. And as long as you don't, they just have a typical life cycle. Has a bag in it. Bag wasn't full. So with this one, I'll just get bags, and then I got to double check to see if the belts are the same with the G10D. And then with bags, I might in the future consider, I got to double check the bags I have. It would be awesome if they're universal. I don't have to worry about it, but I might consider in the future if they're just as good to get the universal bags, so I have bags for all of them. And other than that, I got that tore down, started organizing. I got to move some of the material and get to where, I moved some of this over. And actually, I did kind of move that in here a little bit, not much. I got to finish tearing this apart. I didn't really start putting anything up there. I guess I didn't get a good kind of, there's a little bit in the way back there. So that doesn't go all the way back, but if kind of can see the light, that the post, the leg, just goes over the table, and this just fits underneath the desktop, the shelf. So this actually pushed back up a little bit more on the other side. So I mean, it's like a perfect fit. So that was really neat to have designed, and be fun to try to work with the waveguide around the Fresnel lens. I don't think I'll need an air curtain in between, but might be if it gets too hot in the waveguide. And then see the upgrade of having basically a safe, higher power potential waveguide in that focal point. Not really, it's kind of interesting because it could be used as a communication device also, and a spectrometer also. But mainly have an oven at the focal point and have that be kind of like the a sphere design, so that the heat reflects in at those, not just one focal point, but like two focal points in that, or more in one spot basically in that sphere. And I have to consider the back side so it doesn't bounce back out. So basically that goes in and then focuses, so that's back side. I might have to double check if that might be better to be parabolic, so kind of a design where I don't have light, minimum amount of light reflecting back out, and then most amount of light focusing in, where it'd be like a hot finger, the opposite of a cold finger. So that's would transfer heat also a little quicker to a hot plate on top, or if there's a kettle inside that oven. So yeah, that's that project there. This will be for the see right here, yeah, 475A. Yeah, the 475A, and then the other cart will be for they're down below, the 7904. The heavier duty carts would be for the heavy duty scope. So, which actually that scope could technically be a spectrum analyzer also, or a spectrometer. Yeah, so I was going to start putting some of these machines over on that back side on the shelves, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll clean up a little more. I've got those legs here for one of the tables and office desks actually, so that go with the big L brackets desk. So I'll have that also on wheels, and I don't think I'll install that yet. I want to make a little more room, clearing all this out, and then get all this out, and then that I think I'll cut in half and make that for like walnut shelves for like a hutch on one of the roll-arounds, or just disassemble and get out of the way for now. So once I get all this area opened back up, then I'll get this side similar to this design office table where I'll have everything rolling around. So this exterior wall, when I do get to working on it again, I'll be able to just move everything away from the wall and finish doing that work. So the exterior perimeter wall will be all roll around. And then the interior wall, I'll leave the shelves. Okay, yeah. Alright, synopsis. Did I do a video on the white number 8? Maybe I'll throw the white number 8 in here. I forget. Seems like I did. If I didn't, this is this is a domestic design. That when Senior bought domestic, they took with them, and it's Senior vibrating shuttle class 27 shuttle and bobbin design. So yeah, neat design. You can see the similarities between the vibrating shuttle. This is the one thing I didn't like about this. I'm guessing could easily put a plate back here, bolt into this wheel. It seems like I saw a hole like a drill and tap. And then maybe just on the lathe make a little more of a groove. So you could put a belt, but it's kind of odd where it's interesting. You could put like a belt between the motor. It's a friction drive, but the hand wheel, balance wheel, isn't a belt drive. So I really, have the goal to convert all the types of makes and models of sewing machines I have to a belt drive. I don't want to deal with the friction so much, and so that I can treadle, hand crank. I don't know if I'm going to go with hand crank for all of them. I'd rather have my hands free. I would think somebody should have their hands free, but to have options for other motors to be belt driven and then treadle driven. I think that's really neat. I think treadle really for the exercise seems like it's a loss. Not burning calories. Doing that operation. So yeah, and then this is just kind of odd, kind of looking at this, again, where this must be something custom where the belts here, must be a friction wheel. It's supposed to go on here, and that friction wheel is not present. So this would take a rubber wheel, so it'd be friction to wind the bobbin. But this is a different white rotary. So yeah, okay, wow, it's with 20 minutes. This is gonna be a huge video. Hopefully it uploads to YouTube. Anyways, yeah, be safe, stay healthy, Christ be with you, and learn something new out there. Pray for peace, pray for health, pray for knowledge, pray for wisdom, and get out there and save what you can, especially high quality items, tools, really, man. Tools that are required for survival, or at least make survival more productive, for those that can't, and those that can, and they can utilize that skill they have. Okay, take care, be safe, and until next time, bye for now.